Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Courtney. If you're new to my channel, my name is Courtney. It has been a minute since I've been recording. It's just I've been so busy with work and just a lot of stuff going on. But I'm back. I also kind of been in my head with my my mental state and everything, just trying to get myself together, because if I'm not at my best, I can't give y'all my best. So I've still been making videos and doing little stuff here and there, but not as much as I usually have been doing. I really somewhat gotten a little lazy, but we're back. So before we get into this video, please make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel, because it does help. The likes, views, it does help. It helps me to be able to push my content out there, and I'm gonna start doing better with being consistent and posting again. So yeah, just make sure that you hit that subscribe button and make sure that you like this video, and also check out my other content, because there's a lot of stuff. I will be posting a lot more on my channel, and I have to update my banner and update my socials because a lot has happened with that, of course. But yes, without further ado, let's get into the story time. So yes, today is going to be a story time. This is probably going a little way back in time, so when I was still in high school, kind of on the verge of graduating. And the reason why I don't really talk that much about like high school times, I've had some really crazy stories about high school. I was a little wild, but it had to do more so because of my situation, me living with my dad. Me and him bumped heads a lot, and also drama with guys, of course. You shouldn't have to have this drama, but it's high school, teenagers. Of course it's gonna be like that. So this took place, I would say, around 2015. I think it was 2015. It was the year I graduated too. Now, I wasn't in school a lot. I believe after 10th grade, I just started skipping school. I was smoking tree all the time, and I was just chasing after boys and working. Like, that's all I wanted was money. That's all I was worried about was money, my man, and trying to be cute or whatever. Like, I wasn't focused on school. I just wasn't motivated. And that's part of the reason why I stopped smoking, because it's just like, for me, it just made me lazy. Some people get motivated by it, but it didn't motivate me, because I'm not even a lazy person. That's not even like me. I gotta get up and get it by any means. So it just took all my motivation away. Even with work, I would be leaving early a lot, and I was making money, but I could have been making more, had I not been always leaving school, leaving work. Just, oh my goodness, I just wanted to really be in the house or be with my dude. And half the time I only wanted to be with my dude because I didn't trust him, because he was always cheating, and I was in denial. I was delulu. So yeah, so I had a boyfriend. The reason why I'm gonna say his real name, because he kind of dropped off the face of the earth, and I ain't checking for him. I ain't worried about what he got going on. It's been years, like since high school, that I've even seen him or talked to him. I don't care about him, and I don't think it's a big deal, honestly. I don't care. I'm gonna say his name. So my high school boyfriend around that time was Kenny. We dated for a little over a year. Of course, why is it every time I tell a story, this clock is going off? So me and him dated for a little over a year, and he did a lot of cheating, a lot of lying, a lot of being sneaky. He played in my face. He had girls constantly playing in my face at school, outside of school. It was just a lot. But I still forgave him. I've tried to be delusional and make up every excuse in my head, or at least every excuse that he would tell me, to believe that I was the only one. And when you're in high school, you're not supposed to be like all caught up with being with a guy or whatever. You're supposed to be like, focus on your future, focus on your plans and stuff like that. People tell you all the time. But I loved him. I wouldn't say I was in love, but I did love him. He put me through a lot, especially at a young age, that's sad. So of course, since it's beginning to be May, prom is coming around. Prom is around the corner. So me and him are having a conversation. I'm asking him, like, are you going to prom? And he pretty much said, no, I'm not going to prom or whatever. And my first thought was like, why are you not going to prom? Like, and I know I wasn't really big on going to prom either, but you only do it once in a lifetime. And looking back, I never got a chance to go to my prom. And it was my own fault because I was too busy chasing Kenny around, and he was playing games, doing whatever with who knows how many freaking girls, because it was crazy. But my best friend at the time, we're gonna call her Yayo, because she was like one of my like real cool friends. We kind of fell off, like lost contact and stuff after high school and everything. We just went in different directions, and honestly, I wasn't at my best. I wasn't the best at keeping up with people and keeping in contact and stuff, and I'm still working on that now. I'm still literally working on it, and it's probably just because I'm used to losing friends and losing people. So it's just, for me, it's just seems easier to, you know, just go with the flow. But I'm working on it. I'm definitely getting better at it. But Yayo wanted to go to prom, and you know, I don't think she had a date at the time either, and it was a couple of girls that we, you know, hung out with from time to time, that I don't think they had dates either. So, you know, she was like, we should, you know, go, like, we can come with me or whatever, get a dress or whatever, we'll be, you know, get cute, we'll have fun or whatever. And I was like, yeah, you know, even though I was kind of, I don't know, part of me was holding on to Kenny, trying to convince him to go to prom, but obviously he wasn't, and I thought that was kind of weird. So I was just, you know, telling her like, okay, I'll get my dress and stuff together. But as time went on, I started to notice that I was procrastinating, and maybe because part of me was a little nervous, part of me didn't want to go, part of me wanted to go with Kenny. And even if I did go, like I said, the whole part, a majority of me and Kenny's relationship, I was just keeping tabs on him. And that's not healthy for any relationship, whether you're a teenager, whether you're adult, whatever. I just felt like I always had to keep tabs on him. And part of me, going back, me being in denial, not understanding that he is not being faithful to you. He's talking to other girls. He's a high school boy. Not that all high school dudes can't be faithful, but his mindset already, he's already showed you multiple red flags that he is not just for you. He's for a lot of other girls. So I think it was several reasons why I just wasn't taking it seriously about going to prom. It's like I wanted to go with my friend and have fun. But I was just caught up in my own little world, my own little stuff and drama going on. It was a lot, seriously. So as time goes on, you know, I guess it's time for prom and everything. And I was over Kenny's house one day, and I saw a suit. Like, it was a nice little, I'd say beige. I would say a beige color kind of suit. Not really. Beige. Yeah, beige is a little bit. I would say it was probably like a nude color. It was probably like a nude color. You know, it was a nice suit. It really didn't strike me as a prom kind of suit. But it kind of looked like a suit that you would wear to church. You know what I mean? It didn't really look like it. Or maybe because I didn't actually get to see him with it on. But I was like, oh, that's nice. Because he had it laid out on his bed, and I was like, oh, that's really nice. Kenny, like, where you going at or whatever that. And, he was just like, yeah, I think he made up something or whatever. Like, yeah, his family got some kind of gathering or some event that he has to go to with his family or something. So I'm thinking maybe going to church, maybe he's going to a dinner, a family dinner and stuff. You know, he got things going on with his life and his family too. So I didn't think anything of it. I just thought, I was like, dang, that's a nice suit. Like, you know, cool. I don't know why it did not. Maybe it should have clicked in my head. Let me know down in the comments if I was being a little stupid. I don't know. Maybe because, like I said, I used to smoke a lot of trees. So not me already being a little ditzy, drinking and smoking make you a little dingier. I don't know. Yeah, time went on. I was spending time with him at his house or whatever. His family was there. I believe his mom was there. She had just got off of work. His brother and his uncle was there. We just chilling, you know, because he smoked too. So he would smoke me up. I smoke him up. Like, you know, that was our thing too. We both like to smoke tree. So a couple days passed and everything. And I think that's when people started going to prom. But I feel like everybody got different dates, different high schools and stuff. It's changed so much. I ain't been in school in so long. I couldn't tell you. So I believe it was around time for prom. I think, like I said, I was procrastinating and I was not able to go to prom. So of course, I'm seeing all my friends go. I'm listening to their stories and everything. You know, you go on Instagram and you see people going off to their prom. They send off to prom. They doing their prom dresses and stuff like that. You know, they looking cute or whatever. So yeah. So one day I'm scrolling on Instagram, and I noticed this girl that I follow on Instagram. And back then, like, you just would follow anybody. You just be following anybody just to follow them. I'm sorry if I some spit fluid. You just be following people just to follow people. Like, I follow people and didn't even realize that I went to school with them or that I knew them or anything, like, because I wasn't really looking at their pages or anything like that. If I saw them in my feed, I would, okay, like, cool. But yeah, so I see this girl, her Instagram name is like Nikki something, and I was like, oh, okay, she cute. She got, you know, she's in her prom dress. I know she's about to go off to prom. She's saying prom 2015 or whatever, you know. So, you know how everybody doing a hashtag and dressing up and taking pictures with their family and stuff. So I saw that she had like a car. She was taking pictures with her family, and you know, she has a date, obviously. So they're hugged up on each other, taking a picture. And I think she had like a white dress on. She had her hair like kind of curled a little bit or whatever. She looked a little older. Like, the kids in school, like, they look way older. Like, some of them look like they're supposed to be in college. Like, I know I didn't really grow. I'm still kind of little. But some of those girls look like they belong in their late 20s or early 30s in high school. Like, they was aging quick. So, you know, I look at the picture closely, and I was like, this dude looks familiar. Like, how does he looks familiar. I look closer into the picture. Tell me why it's Kenny. She hugged up on him, taking pictures with him. And the suit that I saw on his bed that day that I was over his house, he's wearing that suit. He's wearing the suit. I felt so stupid. I felt like my heart just dropped. And back then, you know, when you in high school and you a high school girl and you in love and stuff like that, it feels like the world is ending. Like, you feel like everything's crashing down in front of you. Like, I was just so dumbfounded. I felt stupid. I felt anxious. Just a million different emotions going through my mind. And it was just like, you did all that, nigga. Like, you didn't have to, like, really? Come on. So I was following the girl on Instagram the whole time and didn't even realize it. She was following me. I was like, and you know, looking back, sometimes it's things that are like, it's a coincidence, but sometimes things like that are meant to happen. I've been in relationships and stuff with dudes, and I've been shown signs right there, like, don't ignore those red flags. Don't ignore those signs. They're there for a reason. They're there to warn you that this is not the person for you. Maybe he is for them. Maybe I don't know. Maybe not. But this is not the person for you. This is not the situation that you need to be in. You need to get out of there. And I was just like, I was shocked. I'm still shocked. And then, not to mention, the girl that he took to prom, because she goes to a completely different school in a completely different area, still lives in like Baltimore, because remember, I was living in Baltimore at this time, but it's a different school. It's a different school district. So instead of him going to our prom, he took her and went to her prom. And then, to make it worse, like, the girl that he took to prom, I know I was cool with her cousin. Like, we weren't really like friends or anything, but she was cool. She was nice. We had a couple classes together. She was always chill and laid back or whatever. But the girl that I had classes with and was cool with, that's the girl's cousin. The girl that he took to prom, that was her cousin. Because I could see her commenting like, yay, Kenny or whatever, like, y'all look cute or whatever, go Kenny or whatever. And I was just like, because she called him like cousin or something or whatever. And I was just like, wow, bro. Like, I was just like, you did all that. You lied or whatever. Like, you couldn't even just be real enough to be like, you know what, Courtney, I'm going to prom or whatever. But you know, you could have just been real. I don't want to be with you. I'm taking another girl to prom. Oh my goodness. Like, I just felt so dumb. So, you know, time go by, whatever. I think a couple days go past, And, you know, I'm talking to him. I showed him the, you know, I'm over his house, I believe. I'm showing him the post. I'm looking it up or whatever. And of course, I'm crying in front of him because it's like, why would you do that? I may not have been like the most hyped to go to prom, but you know, I feel like we would have had a good time. We would have been with my friends. We would have been your friends. But the fact that you took a whole nother girl to prom and then lied and said you wasn't going, you had a whole text, like, you really got me looking dumb out here. That's embarrassing. And that's disrespectful to do. You could have just been like real. Like, and looking back, the stuff that Kenny did, he really thought that he was like a player or whatever, but he was really just, he was a coward. He was a fraud. He was a coward. He was just everything in between. He was like, oh my goodness. And so, you know, I told him about it, and, you know, he admitted it or whatever. He said, for a while, what did he freaking tell me? He said something about, that's his cousin or something like that. Like, you know, he took her to prom. And I'm thinking like, okay, I mean, I understand if, you know, that's your family, but you didn't have to lie about that. You didn't have to lie and say you wasn't going to prom. Why not just say, okay, you know, I want to go to prom with you, but my cousin want to go. I want to, you know, take her. She don't got a date. You know, she got a lot going on. She wants somebody. She needs some family support or whatever. Not sure really why. I mean, I guess you can escort your family. There's nothing wrong with escorting just like a relative or whatever to prom. But I was just like, the fact that you went about it the way that you did, like, you act like I'm not an understanding person on top of all the other weird stuff that you've done in this relationship. You could have just said that if that was your cousin. So, you know, of course, me crying and him trying to console me and trying to calm me down and, you know, make the situation better, me being Delulu, I, you know, let it go. But in the back of my mind, I still was thinking like, I'm confused. You ever had somebody lie and do something stupid and they don't have to lie to you? They don't have to do all that? Like, it's like they make it hard for themselves when the easiest thing to do would just be to keep it real. You make it hard for yourself being, that's so dumb. I just don't get that. So, yeah, I let that go. Still being a little delulu, but in the back of my mind, don't get it twisted, I ain't that delulu. Like, I'm still in the back of my mind thinking like something like, what is this? Like, I'm going crazy right now. Like, Kenny stressed me out. Like, the last 2 years of high school, he really stressed me out. Like, he really stressed me out. But half of that stuff, I put my own self in that situation. So I gotta take accountability, like I said. So, I don't know if I unfollowed the girl or not. I think I unfollowed her because I don't know. I don't know her like that, and it's awkward or whatever. I was like, I wasn't putting two and two together yet. I think I did end up like unfollowing her, but I still was watching the page and stuff like that because something just wasn't right. And she didn't have any pictures of them together. She didn't have any like other pictures on her page or whatever, of the, you know, them being booed up or anything. So yeah, it was, you know, she wasn't anything like really crazy or kind of portraying like it's something romantic going on between them two. You know, it didn't give any vibes, you know. And he said cousins, so I was like, maybe they are related or whatever. It's kind of making sense, but it's still sounding a little bit weird. But I did let it go for now. But as time went on, it started getting weirder and weirder and weirder because this girl kept coming up in a lot of situations, and I actually ended up running into her because, once again, Kenny trying to be a weirdo, trying to play dumb, trying to play games or whatever, with other girls and stuff like that. So the next time I tell y'all the story about Kenny, it's like, I let Kenny like really treat me like crap, and I didn't deserve any of it. Like, I let so many dudes run me over and treat me bad, put their hands on me, embarrass me, play in my face, have girls playing in my face, and I just took it for so long. But after a while, I was like, never again. Like, once I got done with California and crazy, I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it no more. No. I'm getting too old. I've wasted so many good years of my life giving myself to these trifling dudes that are not worth my time. You running around with all these girls, you pleasing every single girl, but you ain't pleasing me. You ain't doing nothing down there, but I'm still rocking with you. I'm still looking out for you. I'm still riding with you, supporting you, holding you down, and you still got me looking stupid. So the next story that I tell about Kenny, of course, it's gonna get very, very messier. Like, it's just so much, like, and then everybody involved with him is messy. His mother was messy. His brother, like, I mean, I don't really know. His brother was nice or whatever. His brother was real cool, whatever. But majority of everybody that's around him is messy because they all know what's going on, especially the mom. She had an issue with me for some reason, and I never did anything to her. Every guy I dated, their mom's got a problem with me, or I didn't do anything to you. And I'm not even the one doing you wrong. Your son is doing me wrong. You mad at the wrong person. Like, his mom, Kenny's mom, was very, very sneaky. I don't think she liked me, which I don't know why, because I never did anything to her. I was always nice and respectful like I am to everyone. So, but she played a part in this next story, him being real messy, being a little dog. So yeah, so that's the end of this story time or whatever. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I didn't want to make it too long because honestly it wasn't really that long. That's pretty much what happened. It was just a lot of stuff that I just let him get away with, child. So I will see y'all when I tell the next story. Until then, make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel, because that does help. Make sure that you like this video, because that does help and push my videos out there. Also, I should have my social links downloaded in the links down below. If not, then I will update them tonight. But until then, everyone enjoy their evening, and that is all for now. So bye.